Hello viewers, we're just catching up on some gaming news from last week, and there'll be a few uploads on the channel just with the more recent news, getting back up to speed. But of course, every week it looks like we're going to be seeing some new details or gameplay from the Isle of Man TT3. Looking forward to testing this soon, hopefully some gameplay on the channel. I'll be able to share my thoughts with you, and I'm also going to be looking at some of the comments that viewers have made on this video. But let's take a look at the video first, see a bit more action, see what it's all about. So first things first, the game is looking a little bit more realistic in terms of the detailed environments. There's more refined textures, there's a different type of volumetric lighting being used. It's nice to see, and a different time of day. We've seen quite a bit of grey day weather so far. We've got a slightly different time of day there as well. Feedback, I've been looking at various feedback on the video from gamers as to what they think, and generally the feedback's been quite positive. Everybody is noticing that RaceWard have really made a difference in terms of the rider animation, the way the rider works, the way the handling system works. And as I've mentioned in Rims Racing, they're finding that balance between the direct immediate handling and the sort of delayed response that we have. And I'm going to look at this on a video in more detail coming up soon once I get a hands on this game and I can try it all out and compare them as well. The big problem I always say with bike games is the perception of what makes good handling. and there's a very loud audience that look at the way the rider moves and the bike moves and then decide based on that whether the game handles well. And unfortunately bike games just don't translate in the same way as car games in that way. Often when you have that faster leaning, you have a game that plays much better. Also, it depends where the pivot point is, whether it's down at the wheel or how the bike swivels through a corner, lots of details like that. In fact, most of the complaints come from people who generally don't play the games very much. They just like to make a lot of noise on social media. So you're trying to find the difference between all the different elements that come in. In the main though, the comments have been pretty good. People are already appreciating the fact that there is work being done to the physics and the graphics and the various elements there. I look forward to seeing what the other tracks are like in terms of it being brought up to the same standard of the Isle of Man circuit, because they were always rather lacking. So lots of elements to look forward to in terms of getting those physics right. I always thought the Isle of Man course was really well modelled and thoroughly enjoyed it. It was just the physics problems, particularly in the slow corners, that were tremendously frustrating. There's a couple of issues people have got with various bits that are in development. It's noted there the speedometer, tachometer somehow stopped and for a moment, and there's a few things here and there. Pop-in, it's not really pop-in, is it? It's LOD changes. There's no actual pop-in I've seen, but it's LOD changes in terms of detail on buildings and bushes and stuff like that in the distance. And this is a development build. The game isn't out for several months, so they'll be busy testing this all the time, making it as solid as possible. I think it's pretty good to see a game in this state so far from launch, because it means that obviously whether it's gone gold already, who knows, but either way it gives them that chance to fix lots of bits and pieces ready for day one and all of you enjoying the game. So that's it for a quick look Isle of Man TT3 on this video. I look forward to my hands-on soon and then answering as many of your questions as possible and catching up with all the other racing gaming news as well. But that's it from me for now. As ever, more soon.